With what has been a busy week for Rangers so far, fans will be hoping for a bit of calm ahead of our midweek clash against Kilmarnock on Wednesday night. However, today we have some huge news and some 49ers secret discussions have been exposed, revealing plans for the next Rangers manager. We will dive into this in today's video whilst going over all the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. But first, Barry Ferguson is aiming to restore consistency at Ibrox and says he wants his players to enjoy their football as he begins his role as interim Rangers manager. The former club captain will lead his first training session at Auchenhowie tomorrow ahead of Wednesday night's trip to Kilmarnock in the Scottish Premiership. Coaches Issa Sharai, Neil McCann, Billy Dodds and Alan McGregor will join the 47-year-old as he looks to lift the mood at Ibrox. In an interview with Rangers TV, his first since being confirmed as the club's interim boss until the end of the season, Ferguson has outlined his message to the squad before their first training session. Enjoy it, you're playing with Glasgow Rangers. It's a privilege walking through into this training centre. I've not been here for a while, I see the number of changes. Enjoy yourself. They're going to enjoy training. Training will be tough, there's no doubt, but it will be enjoyable as well. It'll be at a certain standard, which I would expect. It's all about enjoying your football. It's serious when it comes to 90 minutes. It's all about winning at Rangers. That's how I was brought up, and that's the way I want my players to be. You have to win every game. The demands and the expectations put on you here when people come to watch you, they expect you to win games, and I don't think we've won enough this year. Belgian manager Philippe Clement was dismissed by the club on Sunday night after 16 months in charge following a 2-0 home defeat to St Mirren, with Rangers 13 points behind Celtic in the league. Asked for his assessment of the season so far, Ferguson commented, "Inconsistent, if I'm being honest with you. I think in terms of, for instance, Europe, I think some of the performances have been top class. Domestically, for me, that's your bread and butter. That's where you've got to win most weeks. You're always going to have a bump in the road, but I think there's been too many bumps in the road. So it's our job and my job as a manager and the staff's job is to try and get a level of consistency into the squad. Because as I said, there's definitely quality players and they look like a good group. They just look a bit flat at this moment in time. But again, that's our job as a staff to try and get that confidence back up." Now in some huge 49ers takeover news, Rangers' prospective new owners, 49ers Enterprises, are set to make a pivotal decision regarding a replacement for Philippe Clement following his exit from Ibrox. This comes from former Manchester United chief scout and Sir Alex Ferguson's right-hand man, Mick Brown, who remains highly connected within football circles. Brown revealed to the media that the American consortium, which is closing in on a takeover of the Scottish Giants, will likely want to have their own manager in place as part of their long-term vision for the club. Clement's tenure came to an abrupt end after a disappointing 2-0 loss to St Mirren, a result that left Rangers 13 points adrift of rival Celtic in the Scottish Premiership and eliminated from the Scottish Cup. In the wake of his departure, former Rangers midfielder Barry Ferguson has stepped in as interim manager until the end of the season, providing the club with time to find a permanent solution. However, according to Brown, the search for Clement's full-time successor has already begun behind closed doors, with 49ers Enterprises playing a key role in shaping the future. The 49ers Enterprises, who also have a significant stake in Leeds United, are believed to be nearing a takeover deal that could be finalised within 6 weeks. Brown disclosed that internal discussions are well underway to identify potential managerial candidates. The club will then approach these candidates to gauge their interest in taking the reins at Ibrox. One name that has surfaced is that of Steven Gerrard, who enjoyed a successful stint as Rangers manager from 2018 to 2021. Brown confirmed that Gerrard, who maintains close ties with Glasgow, would be open to a return to the club, which has added to the growing speculation. Drawing from his vast experience working alongside legendary managers like Sir Alex Ferguson and Ron Atkinson at Manchester United, Brown emphasised the importance of finding the right manager for Rangers' current situation, rather than rushing into a decision. Rangers need to find the right manager for their situation, Brown told the media. There's no point rushing in. They're going to be working hard behind the scenes to identify the right one. Brown also pointed out that while the current board and owners will be making decisions for now, the potential new owners from 49ers Enterprises will likely have a significant say in the managerial appointment. They'll certainly want to have their say on who the new manager is if they're going to be putting their money into the club, he added. And they're going to want their man in charge because that helps smooth the whole process. The recruitment process will see Rangers working with the new ownership group to compile a short list of potential candidates. The club will then reach out to these candidates to confirm their interest in the role. Because they can target who they want, but if who they want isn't interested, it's a non-starter, Brown explained. But once they've established a list of candidates who would be up for taking the job, they can all move forward from there. For many Rangers supporters, the involvement of the 49ers enterprises brings a renewed sense of optimism. The potential takeover is seen as a fresh start after years of calls for a change in ownership. However, not everything is set in stone. Former Manchester City financial advisor Stefan Borson told the media that the takeover deal remains in its early stages. He explained that the club has not yet made a formal takeover disclosure, which is a legal requirement once a concrete bid is submitted. Despite ongoing negotiations behind the scenes, Rangers have an obligation to keep the public informed about any developments, suggesting that while progress is being made, the takeover is not yet complete. The 49ers' involvement in Rangers' future represents a significant shift for the Scottish club, with the new owners eager to establish their influence early by overseeing key decisions like the managerial appointment. As the search for Clement's successor intensifies, all eyes will be on Ibrox as the new era for Rangers Football Club begins to take shape. Finally, Barry Ferguson has admitted he never thought the Rangers call would come, but says he's proud to be taking on the interim roles at his former club in what has been a whirlwind 24 hours. The club legend is set to take charge of first team matters at Ibrox until the end of the season after Philippe Clement was dismissed on Sunday. Now, the former Ibrox captain has spoken for the first time since taking over as head coach. In an interview with Rangers TV, Ferguson expressed his pride and excitement at the opportunity to lead the club for the remainder of the season. "If I'm being honest, it came out of the blue," he said. "So it's been a whirlwind 24 hours, but just happy to get it done, get my staff together, and obviously get into the training ground and get going. If I'm being honest, I didn't think the call would ever come. I've been happy with what I've been doing the last 2 or 3 years, if I'm being honest, since I came out of coaching. I've been back at the club, obviously, as you know, as an ambassador. I'm enjoying that role. When I got asked, it was a job I couldn't turn down, albeit it's only for 3 months, I know that. But it's my job to go and get a kick out of this group of players, because when I watch them, I think there's really good players there. So it's your job as staff, and my job as a manager, to go and get the best that I think I can get out of them," he added. "You're always going to have a bump in the road, but I think there's been too many bumps in the road, so it's our job, and my job as a manager, and the staff's job, is to try and get a level of consistency into the squad. Because as I said, there's definitely quality players, and they look like a good group. They just look a bit flat at this moment in time. But again, that's our job as a staff to try and get that confidence back up." As a manager, Ferguson has had spells at Clyde, Kelty Hearts and Alloa Athletic, as well as being Blackpool caretaker. His first game as Rangers head coach will be Wednesday night's trip to Kilmarnock in the Scottish Premiership. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like the video and subscribe to Then channel for daily Rangers content. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.